Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites, UB Radio. Promoting indie music from all around the world, your host, DJ Parker. Hello, I'd like to welcome everybody out here to the Unique Beats studio. We got Breanna Faith here all the way from Indianapolis. Gonna do a live stream here. Just a couple minutes. Stay tuned. All right, I'd like to welcome Breanna to the UB Studios.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yes, well, let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you came to love music.
Okay, not a problem. So I've actually been into music basically my whole life, and that sounds really big, but I don't know. I've always grown up singing, and I started taking professional lessons when I was 12 years old, and that's kind of around the same time I started doing live performances. We would do like car shows, charity events. I owe it all to my vocal coach, Lynn Malott. She really helped me get into kind of the live shows part of becoming an artist. And then I started playing guitar when I was 8 years old. I'll never forget this. My parents told me, well, if you want to be like all the country singers on stage, you got to learn an instrument. So it started out with the guitar. And then I was told if I really want to have my name, Breanna Faith, if you want people to know your name, you got to be a songwriter. I was like, well, okay, I'll do that too. So I started that around 8th grade, freshman year. But I really wanted to take it seriously. So I got with BMI, ISSA, a bunch of different songwriting groups, and I've read songwriting books. I have a mentor in Nashville. And songwriting really is a big part of who I am. It's a huge passion of mine, and that passion for that continues to grow all the time.
Very nice. What were some of your first memories as a singer, and was there a particular artist that you idolized at a young age?
I at a very young age, it was Hannah Montana. As I've grown older, and the more I pay attention to lyrics, it would have to be Taylor Swift. And some of her older music's a little, I don't want to say immature, but you can tell her as an artist, she's grown a lot, because she started out when she was 14, 15 years old. But some of her recent music also reflects how mature she's gotten as an artist, and a lot of her lyrics have great meanings, great stories. She throws in a lot of details that really makes you paint the exact picture she wants you to think of. So her lyrics inspire me a lot, I would say. What was your other question before that? Did you say something about...
Your first memories as a singer.
That's interesting. Well, I actually started in church. I remember singing "Oh Holy Night" at a Christmas Mass, and that was really exciting because you have the whole congregation staring at you. And I kept telling myself, this isn't a performance, this is for Jesus. We gotta make it holy, it's not about me today, but you know. And then I also did musical theater growing up, and I loved having all the lead roles. That kind of stopped in high school. When I was younger, I had some leads. But as high school went on, I more focused on Breanna Faith and not the theater as much. But I loved being on stage and getting to act and sing and dance and the spotlight. So I don't know. I just love attention. I'm not gonna lie.
An attention getter. So do you still act to this day, or do you just perform and play music?
I mainly perform and play music. If I could act again, I totally would. It's just like I did it a lot in high school, but now I've just come to focus so much on Breanna Faith and my country career and my songwriting that I've kind of set that aside. But if the opportunity does come up, I would love to be in musicals again. My favorite had to be in high school. We got to do Steel Magnolias, which is a play, not a musical. But it was so fun because I got to whip out a Southern accent, and I was Weezer. So I got to have a little bit of attitude, that grumpy old lady personality, and I got to do it with some of my closest friends from high school, so we all had these Southern accents, and it was just so much fun. That's probably my favorite play I've ever been in.
Very nice. Since the beginning of your music career, what kind of training have you been through to get to where you are now? I think you said a little bit about that just a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, I started guitar, and I actually took guitar lessons from a teacher at my grade school. Her name was Sally Meyer. She helped me so much. It was great. And she actually, the way I got into practicing that was through church. So every other week I'd get to play guitar for a couple songs at our school masses, Catholic churches. And so that was a great opening gate for that. And then I think I mentioned I started taking vocal lessons when I was 12 from Lynn Malott. And after a few months of those is when we decided to put me out on a stage. I think one of my first shows was like some car auction or some car show outside. I remember I was like 12 or 13 years old. I can find the picture. It's the long hair, the bangs, the braces, the whole middle school package was there. Right, and then, like I said, I've been taking a few, every couple months, every other month, every couple months I go down to Nashville and I see my songwriting mentor, Mark Allen Barnett. He's been helping me for almost a year now, and we go down there. I show him a few of the songs that I've been working on, and he critiques them, saying, oh, well, your strumming pattern here is a little basic, or you might want to change some chords here and here. This might need a few more details. Things like that, and then we'll go and we'll write a song, some sort of collaboration based on a true story of mine that happened, or twists and turns of a story, just something fun, and it's really good to co-write, so having that experience is great as well.
So you do have a song that I do believe hit a couple awards. Do you want to go ahead and present that to us?
I can do that.
Awesome.
I believe you're talking about Fireproof, correct? Just want to be sure, because I do have a lot of songs. I don't want to say I have a lot of songs with awards, because that sounds really braggy. But I just want to make sure we're on the same page. All right, so this is Fireproof. It's one I wrote, actually, it's got to be a couple of years ago. Junior year. That would have been 2 years ago. The song is 2 years old now. That's crazy. Okay, and it's about overcoming some challenges, some obstacles in life. And, you just got to remember, when something is fireproof, it can't be brought down, right? So, this is Fireproof. But you can't light that match, throw that fire, but it won't come close to my desire to win this fight, get my victory, move into battle with pride and glory. I am fireproof.
right, that was Fireproof by Breanna Faith. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about that song and when you wrote it, how you wrote it. Just
Okay, absolutely.
give us a little insight.
I'm going to take a drink of water real quick because I kind of just threw out my voice. Give me just one second to hydrate here. Okay, thank you. So the backstory is I have a brain disorder called epilepsy. I was diagnosed with that when I was 8 years old. And it's something I've had, growing up with that. I'm 19 now, so I've kind of experienced it for 11 years. When I was younger, I would experience what are called absent seizures. And those are the ones where there's like staring spells and nobody really knows what's going on. You don't know if they're just gazing or if it's actually something going on in the brain. So that's kind of where that first started. And then a couple of years went by and I would start having those big seizures, like the grand mal ones, the ones that are all the convulsing and foaming and things like that. But for a while, I was 6 years seizure free. And we had kind of thought, okay, we beat this epilepsy, it's over now. I still had to take medications and things like that, so it would continue to stay, on the low. But unfortunately, those 6 years kind of came to an end. And sophomore, junior year, 16, 17 years old, all those seizures came back. And it started at, actually, a music studio in Martinsville, I had one. And then there was one at an audition, and at school, and a restaurant, just like whatever. But that really had me almost, I don't want to say state of depression, but it really did change a little bit of how I viewed myself, how I viewed my epilepsy, my life in general. It just wasn't going well. And there was we found a group on Facebook called Breezy's Bunch, and the owner of that, her name is April, and she has a daughter who has a form of epilepsy, and they reached out to me and asked if I would entertain at their gala, and I was like, absolutely, that'd be great. And I found out about that, and I wanted to write a song for that. The song became Fireproof, so it's really surrounded by the epilepsy that I have, inspired by what I've been going through. And yeah, it was the purpose for that gala. And I got to debut it there, and it was really emotional. Moved a lot of people, a lot of tears in the room. But since then, it's kind of been like my anthem for my epilepsy.
Very nice. That's really nice that you can write about that, and be open with people, as far as... Mm-hmm. Your story behind that. So, besides music, what are some of your favorite pastime activities, hobbies, or interests that you enjoy doing?
Oh, besides music. When I'm not doing music, I am sleeping. But when I'm awake, I love shopping. I love spending money. It's not great, but I also love doing outdoor things, including fishing, hunting every once in a while. My cousin owns this really beautiful property in southern Indiana, and we love going out there, my brother and I, with the RTVs they got, the Kubota, just running around the open field with the dogs. Just the outdoors life in general is a lot of fun. What else? When I'm not songwriting or singing or playing, I do have a ukulele and a banjo. Now, those are not my strongest instruments, but when I've been playing guitar for so long, I'm like, you know what, I'll just play this banjo. And it's not great, but I did buy it, and I'm like, I'm going to teach myself this, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
It takes a lot of skill in those fingers, especially to pick with all 5 fingers.
Absolutely.
It's not strumming like a regular guitar, but I do play ukulele myself.
Oh, do you?
Along with... getting ready to play mandolin. I'm actually getting ready to take lessons here not too long, but this is all about you, not all about me.
No, that's cool though. Mandolin would be kind of cool.
But it's a great experience learning different new instruments and just broaden your music career. So fan interaction, it's really important, and being an artist and most rewarding. Any stories you have about fans that stood out to you, like first autograph story, or maybe the first time a fan noticed you in public?
Oh, this is interesting. I remember sophomore year specifically, I got fan mail in 8th period English class, and I opened it. I was like, what is this? And it said something about my music or some performance, or oh no, he saw me in the newspaper and said, I saw this, I looked it up, you're amazing, and I opened, it was an envelope, and I opened the card and he attached the picture he found in the newspaper, and that was the first time I had ever received like fan mail. So that's the first one that came to mind when you asked that.
Very nice.
Oh, may I say one more? Okay. A couple years ago, I did a performance at the Beach Grove Fall Festival, and I got a song request. And usually I'm a little nervous, hesitant about song requests because I don't know every song in the world. But someone asked, do you do Christian music? And I was like, actually, I do. And she's like, well, can I hear one? And I was like, sure. I know Oceans by Hillsong United, and that's a very well-known Christian song. So I whipped that out. It wasn't perfect because I hadn't practiced it all that much, but it was a request, so I did what I did. But the interesting thing was, it's a festival, so people are walking by. Not everybody stops and pays attention, but for this one, a lot of people did. And it was really, really cool because they would stop. Not only would they listen, but they would put their arms up as if they were praising Jesus, and they were all singing along. And it was something right out of the movie. It was a really uplifting and inspiring experience to know that kind of music has such a big effect on people. And to be able to share that gift, that moment just, it still resonates with me. It just feels so empowering and felt like God was really working through me for these people, and having them stop and listen and worship at the same time at a fall festival is just, wow, very moving.
Very nice. Now, would Oceans be something you would want to play?
I could. I'd have to look up the words and chords real quick, but I could absolutely do that.
All righty. Again, while you're looking up that, if you could multitask, let us know where we can find you on social media and all your major platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. So my Facebook would be Breanna Faith Music. The profile picture is a cute little redhead like me with a pink background. I'm just kidding. And then the same thing with Twitter. My Twitter handle is Breanna Faith MSC, abbreviated for music because that's too many Twitter characters, of course. And then the Instagram is also Breanna Faith Music. I post a lot, mainly on my Facebook. The Instagram crowd feels more like the teens. So I do what appeals to audiences, but my main outlet for everything is probably Facebook. I also have a YouTube and a Reverb Nation where you can find all my videos, and a website that has all videos, upcoming shows, pictures, music, everything.
So also tune in on Tuesday nights on the Unique Beats Parker radio show, and I do believe we play Breanna, not every week, but pretty close to every time we do a show. So check that out, or you can go to theuniquebeats.com. So Breanna's going to do another couple songs for us here. This song's Ocean.
Okay. Your grace abounds in deep.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, all right. Again, I'd like to thank you so much, Breanna, for taking time to do this interview with us here at Unique Beats Radio. You're a great addition to our lineup of artists, and we're honored to air your music here on the Unique Beats platform. Again, you can find her on all social media platforms, YouTube, Spreaker on the UB platform as well. And I do believe she's got a couple more songs she's going to end us off. And again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in here to Unique Beats Radio. Number 1 for today's hits and all-time favorites, UB Radio.
Dying to hear it, so why not? And then I'm going to finish off with my new single that'll be out here in a few weeks. So this is going to be Hole in the Bottle. It ain't my fault, so don't blame me. I swear I just came to unwind and have a drink. The way it looks ain't what you think. This town today has a way of vanishing on me. There's a hole in the bottle, thinking of this one. It's already empty, it ain't even supper time. I know I don't miss him. In fact, it slipped my mind. There's a hole in the bottle of wine. I keep my cool, play by all the rules. I swear 10 minutes ago that bottle was full. I won't cry about love gone wrong, 'cause tears would water down this ruby red I'm sipping on. There's a hole in the bottle, thinking of this wine. It's already empty, it ain't even supper time. I know I don't miss him. In fact, it slipped my mind. There's a hole in the bottle of wine. Well, I went and got a new one, 'cause the other one was broken. Now already halfway gone, and it's barely even open. There's a hole in the bottle, thinking all this wine. It's already empty, it ain't even supper time. I know I don't miss him. In fact, it slipped my mind. There's a hole in the bottle of wine. There's a hole in the bottle of wine. That was really fun. I love that one. That one's a lot of fun. All right, so this one is Routine. It's my latest original. It's going to be out here hopefully in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. Can't make any promises. But I did record it down in Nashville with Two Cats Music and Ben Travis. It was so much fun to record. It's interesting because I got to have, for the first time, all the Nashville musicians get in on it, and it was really cool. And it was so fun to watch it all piece by piece together. And it's about how, we've all been through this quarantine thing, right? This lockdown and a global pandemic. I didn't expect I'd see that at any point in my life, but here we are. And for a few months, it kind of felt like I was doing the same thing over and over again, waking up, going to work, playing some music, and repeat the days. So this is exactly what it's about, and it's called Routine. Waking up to the simple thing, another day of this routine. White shirt, black pants, messy hair. Run a stop sign once or twice. Maybe one day I'll be on time. I tell my boss I'll be there soon.
Faith and her new original that'll be coming out here very soon. Again, Breanna, I would thank you for coming out all the way from Indianapolis here at the Unique Beats studio. If you're in the area or you're tuning in, feel free to come to the open house from 3 to 5. We'll have Jennifer Malott here in the lobby alongside Breanna, maybe, if she decides to stay. But again, I thank you all for tuning in here. Number 1 for today's hits and all-time favorites, UB Radio.